Welcome to our 19th Wonderspace journey that orbits around wonder and stories of hopefulness. This week our journey will take us from Spain to Lake Turkana in Kenya. And to experience these views with us in this ultimate window seat, we welcome Sarah Hope, who is the founder of an amazing charity, as you will hear in a moment. The full-length interview with Sarah can be found on the Wonderspace podcast, which you can find on most podcast platforms. But for this shortened video orbit, Sarah answers 2 of our 6 questions around her story of hopefulness, but starts by giving us a short glimpse into her life story so far.
I was lucky. I had a very happy childhood. Then I had my 3 children and everything came crashing around us in April 2007. My daughter was 2, my son was 7 at the time, and my other daughter was 5. Luckily, my Barnaby and Sapphire were both at school, but Pollyanna, my mother and I were tragically hit by a London bus. And my mother died at the scene, and Pollyanna lost her leg below the knee. And I was unable to help because I couldn't walk. I was stuck under the bus, and I was very badly injured. But my mother was a very strong, gentle, kind person, and I think she's always inspired me to do what I try and do now. My father sadly died of a heart attack 5 years after this, and I think he died of a broken heart. But they were just very inspirational people in their own ways. But my daughter obviously became an amputee, and my family and I realised how important it is for child amputees to get prosthetic legs. And the idea that millions of children in the world who live in very poor countries where these prosthetic legs aren't available to them was just horrific. You know, it's just unthinkable to think of child amputees without having the prosthetics that they need. So we set up a charity in my mother's name to provide prosthetic limbs for these children. And the charity is called Elizabeth's Legacy of Hope. And we now work in Sierra Leone, Liberia and India. And we're providing prosthetic legs for about 250 children. I've also done work with child amputees in this country because I felt that they need more movement than just very static prosthetic limbs. So children in this country now have activity blades, so they can run and jump and dance. And my daughter Pollyanna, I'm very proud of her because she loves dancing, and she may be an amputee, but when she grows up, she really, really would love to be a dancer. I do believe that road crash victims do need to get much more support and care, and they need to be understood. Transport for London have set up something called the Sarah Hope line, which is a victim support line to help road crash victims, because I don't want anyone to suffer any more than they should have to after being terribly badly injured. So I'm really working hard with the government to try and get them to understand that we need to do more to help road crash victims and their families.
What is your story of hopefulness?
Well, the first person I thought of was my daughter Pollyanna, who is pushing all the boundaries, and she wants to be the first ballerina on point, despite the fact she's an amputee. I really want to talk about as well the people I've met in Sierra Leone, and they are the people who run our amputee project out there. There's Pastor Finney, who looks after our amputees. He lives in a little mud hut himself, but he will get up in the middle of the night and get on his bicycle and visit amputees at the other side of Freetown. There aren't proper roads, they are just rocks and mud. He will do anything for those children, absolutely anything. The project is run by a girl from England called Anna Vines, who has given up her life to help child orphans in Sierra Leone. And she's just an incredible person. And then somebody else who's really struck me when I was out there is a lady called Miss Jane. And she lives with an amputee of ours called Annabelle. And she literally found little Annabelle in a ditch, dying when she was about 2, and brought her up as her own. And now she's got 2 other little children in her house too. And these are people that give their lives unconditionally and completely. They don't expect thanks. They don't want thanks. They don't have any money. They just do it. They're kind. They're happy. They just give and give and give. And they are totally inspirational people.
We raise a glass to Sarah, who was recently recognised and honoured with an MBE for her work in the UK and around the world. You can find out more about the charity at elizabethslegacyofhope.org. Information about the Sarah Hope line can be found on the Transport for London website. To join the Wonderspace community and share your own wonders and stories of hopefulness, or to listen to the previous 17 interviews, the website is ourwonder.space. I want to thank Sarah for joining us on this Wonderspace journey, and I hope you can join us next week for more wonders and stories of hopefulness.